there's a tremendous amount of slime on every cast, and it gets like this every year with the first runoff. It's hard to keep your lure or your jig somewhat clear. Like even right now I can already feel there's weight on the end of my line, which is not a fish. It's this green nasty sliminess. So it doesn't give you a lot of time to get something in front of a fish that it might actually see it and it look natural, as opposed to something that's just green and slimy and disgusting. But hey, you never know until you try. We're gonna throw some jigs here, and still got to be a fish or two that wants to do something, is my hope at least. Yep, more slime. Got one to hammer it. Feels okay. Feels really good, to be honest with you. Can't tell if it looks like a rainbow on the jig. Switch back to a marabou. I'm having a hard time getting. Oh no, that's a big ass brown. Big brown. Big brown. Oh yeah, come on. Stay on. See the jig in the side of this friggin' pie hole. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. It feels good to get a beast in the net. Look at this sumbitch. He's got a pretty good hook jaw, and get a couple snapshots of this beautiful, beautiful fish. I knew there was going to be something that was hungry today. You can probably see how stained the water is. I'm sure the sucker had a hard time seeing that, which is probably why he ate the marabou. 21.5-inch, big fat, Truckee River, hook jaw, Brownie. Get him back in there. Oh yeah. Boom. One of the things you always gotta do after you catch a fish like that had it moderately in its mouth is check your knots, and also check to make sure right above where the jig or lure was tied on that it's not frayed. As you can see, it's not right now. I had to cut off maybe a 4-inch piece that was frayed by that thing's teeth when it was thrashing. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. I've done it too many times in my life. Hoping there's another big fish that I actually have to do this for, so that I'm not just casting and casting for nothing. But heck, who says you can't catch a fish in the Truckee when the runoff has started? You won't be able to here in a couple weeks, once this thing is so high, fast, and stained that fish are basically just trying to survive and not eat. But it's like they're still trying to eat a little bit, at least one of them is. One other little tip, I know that anyone who's watched any of my stupid fishing videos knows that I fish with pretty light line. I'm not a guy that does the braid, but I usually go fairly light fluoro for the river, especially because the water is normally so clear, and I feel you get a little bit of an advantage if you go the lighter line. The fish aren't seeing the line as much. This time of year, when it gets a little stained like this, what I did last night, because I knew I was going to have maybe a chance to get out here, is I tied on 6, because I know that the water was going to be kind of stained, and you don't have to worry as much about the fish, especially the bigger, wiser fish, being line shy. So yeah, I mean, you could probably even fish 8, not like you need it out here. You get your drag set right. Any fish you catch, you're going to be okay with lighter line. But yeah, I think it probably helped with that one, because that line was pretty damn frayed right where the line came out of the fish's mouth. It had the jig in the top part of its pie hole, and the line was rubbing against its top and some of its bottom teeth, because its hook jaw was so long. Let's see if we can get one more here. I'm down at Rock Park right now. That was the one and only bite I've got so far, and normally you don't catch any fish like right here next to stuff in the park, but you never can tell. The fish are in different water now, with it being kind of high and a little fast and somewhat blown out, so who knows, maybe it'll be one hanging out through Rock Park. Get one more before I gotta roll out of here and go do some business. You just cannot get a cast back without horrible just weed slime all over it. And you don't even have to touch the bottom to get it, it's just in the water. I think it's, who knows, algae mixed with lots of leaves and other crap is just deadly to trying to drift anything in a current. Your lure just gets caked in it. Another dude down here with the fly rod trying to make something happen. Beautiful day to be doing it. Too bad I don't have more time to sit out here and do it. Ugh, sled. A long walk back to the truck, but you never complain if you get a fish in the Truckee in less than ideal conditions.